Welcome to the Central Basketball Association's weekly update, where talent is discovered. I'm your host, Jeff Mahoney. For the second straight season, the Chattanooga Railrunners have won the CBA regular season championship and has the #1 seed in the 2015 playoffs. This year's team brings with them one of the top rebounders in the league in Jonathan Adams, the top assist and steals player in E.J. Ward, and one of the most prolific scorers in Alex Wells. We're at Streets Ministries, home of Mississippi, where the Eagles have already beaten Memphis and Middle Tennessee this season. With the game tied at 4, Chattanooga's Jonathan Adams, who's averaging 14 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks per game, gets the putback bucket and 1. Moments later, Dante Hampton goes cross-court to Adams for 3. Then Adams, off another rebound, repays the favor and hits Hampton on the wing for 3 more, part of a 17-2 run for the Railrunners. But Mississippi responds with a Kendrick Coleman triple. He scored 8 of his 18 points in the first quarter, and we're tied at 20 heading into the second. And every time Chattanooga found themselves behind, they just turned to Alex Wells, the 6'3", 190-pound sharpshooter, stopping on a dime and draining triples. Wells scored 14 of his 20 points in the frame, while shooting a perfect 4 of 4 from beyond the arc, as the Railrunners take a 3-point lead into the break. But it's Mississippi who owned the third, behind newcomer Jeremy Williams with the one-hand jam. Next possession, Williams, a 6'8" forward from the University of Texas El Paso, shows his range. Then Mardrakus Wade with the steal. He's getting some much-needed support here towards the end of the season. Finds Williams, who skywalks the ball home, and the Eagles go up 71-64 after 3. In the fourth quarter, tied at 76, E.J. Ward finds Fred Sturdivant all alone for the flush. Mississippi turns to another newcomer in 6'9" Clint Bonds with the putback, and we're heading into overtime tied at 86. In the extra period, off the tip, Russell Malone drains the 3. Then Malone with the defense on Ward gets the steal and goes coast to coast to put the Eagles up 91-86. Chattanooga responds with Quincy Skates, who had a game-high/season high 32 points, 8 of those coming in overtime, as the Railrunners run away with the win, 99-95.
Every win is a good win. You know, I think we played a little sloppy for a while, but I think we came back. You know, we got professionals out here. Those guys really came out and played. It was a hard battle. I mean, the guys, Mississippi is a good team, and they'll be a great contender in the playoffs.
They're tough. They're tough. They got a lot of matchup problems, but we're late. 6-hour drive, get off and get a win. That's tough. I'm proud of my team.
It's good to go into the playoffs on a good note. We definitely needed a good game, a good tight game to take us in the playoffs instead of a blowout. We definitely needed something to test us going into the playoffs.
Good team finished fourth quarter strong. They get mentally tough. They had that mental fortitude and that drive to win. Somewhere we got to go dig deep and find it, because we done lost it. We had it 2 or 3 games, and we done lost it.
Very disappointing to work so hard, and, you know, for everybody to count us out. They predicted us to win 1 game and to come in last place. So we just concentrated on working hard and execution, and at the end, we felt like we gave us some away. The whole game we fought, and then we go up 15 points. You never think a game is over with. You got to fight until the end. And then at the end, we still made play. We didn't make the play we needed to make to win the game, but I love my teammates. I go to war with them any day.
Once we go back, look at film, and go through practice and see what things we need to capitalize on and work on things we've been doing well. But just come down to executing, listen to coach, and just being with our court awareness and guys having good basketball IQ comes down to the end.
Chattanooga has looked like a #1 seed all season long, with a deep roster that has 6 players averaging double-digit scoring. Mississippi has 4 players averaging double-digit scoring, but 2 of those players, Samson Carter and Jeremy Williams, have a combined 4 games under their belt. Peoria looking for win number 2 on the road, taking on a Bowling Green team looking for the number 2 seed. And here's a sign of things to come as Ryan Stottle's pass is picked up by Kalen Kimberlin for the coast-to-coast bucket to start this game. A minute and a half later, Terrace Clemens with a three-pointer. Then, Clemens misses on the 3, but who's going to stop Torres Hampton? Hornets up 15-2 to start this game. Peoria veteran Brandon Lee has the quick fix, driving in the lane, finishing with the layup. Lee had a team-high 22 points for the Panthers. Another bright spot for Peoria this season has been the play of Ryan Stottle, who finished this game with a double-double, 16 points and 10 rebounds. But Bowling Green was just too much going to its newcomer Chris Watson with the two-hand slam. Then in transition, Marquise Rudolph with the lob to Clemens. Once is good, but twice is nice. Third time's a charm? Why not for Clemens, who finished with 34 points, 17 rebounds. Hornets up 88-39 in the third. Building on that lead is DeAndre Scott, who finished with 27 and 8. 2 weeks ago, Hampton set a new league record with 18 rebounds. He had 19 boards on this night to go with his 20 points. Bowling Green set a new league high for the season, scoring 135 points, but also set a league record for margin of victory, winning by 62 points, 135-73. So Bowling Green breaks the record set by St. Louis back on April the 26th, 2013, when the Hawks beat Peoria 117-64. The Hornets' Kalen Kimberlin ties E.J. Ward's record with 8 steals in a game. With the win, Bowling Green secures the coveted number 2 seed. Now that the 1 and 2 seeds are decided, I bet Middle Tennessee wishes it would have had their team's leading scorer, Miles Thrash, with them during a 3-game stretch where the Storm beat Fort Wayne at home, but lost to Chattanooga and Fort Wayne on the road. Thrash coming off the bench on the road at the Boulevard Center, taking on a Memphis team that has won 2 straight. But it's the Storm who jump out to an 11-3 run behind this Dominique Rouse three-pointer. Moments later, off the inbounds pass, Torrey Pelham drives from the top of the key and throws it down. Middle Tennessee up 26-23 after 1. Memphis keeping pace with the Storm in the second quarter. Edward Graves down to Lewis McCaster, who blows by Kyle Teichman for 2 of his game-high 28 points. But the Storm right back as Thrash double-teamed, hits a wide-open Pelham, and boom! Middle Tennessee up 54-51 at the half. But the Soul Kings get going in the third, as Graves up to Marticus Morgan gives Memphis the lead 58-57. The Storm shoot right back with Thrash, who had a game-high 36 points, and take back the lead. But from there, Memphis goes on a 14-2 run as Graves hits the right-handed hook shot. Then Graves to Morgan in transition with a finger roll. About the only way to score for the Storm at this point is one of these nasty slams by Pelham. Back to Morgan with the baseline reverse layup. But this run would end when Pelham gets the putback slam with Middle Tennessee down 72-64. It wouldn't get much better for the Storm except for this two-hand jam by Rouse. Memphis and Bobby Jones cruise to a 116-107 victory.
They wanted to have a Mother's Day present for me today, so I appreciate everything they've done. They played great defense. They try to narrow down everything they need to do. So I'm just excited right now, so it's cute right now.
We knew we had to keep the ball out of Miles' hands, so we had a game plan. We trapped him, make someone else beat him. That's what we did, came through, got the double.
Miles is a three-point shooter.
You got to get up on him. So we tried to trap him. Once we trapped him, I got the steal, shot free throw, put the guy in the way.
Yeah, you know, Miles is a tough competitor. You know, he kept the foot on the gas, so we had to go and finish so strong, make our free throws, and close out at home.
It's simple. We turn the ball over too much. And if you turn the ball over like we do, you're not going to win, not against good teams like this. So we got to take better care of the ball as a team. So.
We didn't get that big stop that we needed when it was tied up. We came out, we had a game plan, and we didn't execute our game plan. They ran their play to perfection, and that's the big stop that we needed to take it to the next level, and we didn't make that stop.
Anytime you can make shots on a consistent basis, you always give yourself a chance to win, especially the three-point shot. You know, a lot of teams can't shoot it very well. Unfortunately, we can make a few, with myself and a couple other guys on the team, but you always give yourself a chance if you can make three-point shots consistently.
With the win, Memphis takes the 3 seed and will face 6 seed Middle Tennessee in game number 2 this Saturday as part of the 2015 playoffs. Through 5 games, the Storm's Miles Thrash is averaging 24 points per game with a high of 36 points. Springfield has some new faces looking for win number 2 at the home of the 2015 playoffs, the McMillan Center in Fort Wayne, Indiana. This is the home of the Flight, but it's the Sentinel Sean Manny who gets the first bucket, draining the 3 from the wing. Fort Wayne responds when Widener Joseph tracks down the loose ball and finds James Humphrey down court for the slam. Next possession, Antonio Cannon misses the 3, but follows his shot, gets the rebound, and finds Joseph on the block for the tough 2. Flight up 4-3. Springfield takes back the lead 3 minutes later. Manny from Carl Sandburg University drains another triple. Sentinels up 22-20 after 1. On to the second, where Lance Williams loses the handle, but recovers in time to find Big T. Wilson all alone with the monster jam. Flight take back the lead 26-24. Moments later, Antonio Wilson with the drop step. Fort Wayne outscores Springfield 19-10 in the frame. Wilson finishes with a game-high 23 points and 11 rebounds as the Flight take a 39-32 lead into the break. On to the third quarter, Joshua Minner with the steal, up to Miles Harville, back to Minner for the alley-oop. Beautiful play pulls the Sentinels within 2, 60-58. Fort Wayne comes back with some showtime of its own. Cannon with the lob finds Big T. In the fourth, more from Big T. Ronald Lucas from the top of the key. Wilson throws it down. Flight win it 95-86.
Springfield, they're very, very, very scrappy. So, they never gave up. They played hard the whole game, but we got to be able to extend our intensity the whole game. We got to have better starts, and, that's going to make us a better team in the playoffs. Because now in the playoffs, it's possession game. We got to take care of the basketball, and we got to get back on defense. If we can do that, we can go far in the playoffs.
This whole season, we've been kind of fighting as like the underdog a little bit, So we're coming in. We ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. We're gonna play hard. You gotta beat us. Everybody know. We lost a few games, real close. And, you gotta beat us, and that's the thing. And once we get our confidence going, we're on the roll. We're on the run. It's just finishing the games out.
Fort Wayne picks up the number 4 seed in the playoffs, which matches the Flight up against arguably the most improved team on the season, Mississippi. Springfield newcomer Levi Smith finished with 4 points and 8 rebounds for the Sentinels. Once again, Chattanooga sits atop the league standings for the 2nd straight year, with Bowling Green, Memphis, and Fort Wayne tied for 2nd place. Mississippi, in its inaugural season, shares 5th place with Middle Tennessee, while the 2 teams from Illinois, Peoria and newcomer Springfield, finish as the cellar dwellers. Bowling Green's Terrace Clemens is your regular season scoring champion. Clemens outscored 2nd place Mardrakus Wade by 50 points. Teammate Torres Hampton, along with Peoria's Ryan Stottle, share the title of rebounding champion, as both finished with 83 boards throughout 8 games. And Chattanooga's E.J. Ward is your assist champion with 68, averaging 8.5 assists per game. Terrace Clemens and Mississippi's Mardrakus Wade have been amongst the league's leading scorers all season long. The Rail Runners' Alex Wells came on strong towards the end of the season, averaging 29 points per game over the last 3 games, while Bowling Green's Kalen Kimberlin used a big game versus Peoria to jump into the top 4. The Fort Wayne Flight put 2 players in the top 4 rebounding leaders in James Humphrey and Antonio Wilson to join Hampton and Stottle. Chattanooga's Jonathan Adams was sitting on top of the rebounding leaders, but after missing 2 games when his team went on the road in Illinois, that dropped him all the way down to number 6. Of course, Chattanooga's E.J. Ward is your assist king. He also holds the league record with 15 that he dished out this year against Peoria. Bowling Green's Marquise Rudolph, Peoria's Brandon Lee, and Fort Wayne's Antonio Cannon round out the top 4. Middle Tennessee's Miles Thrash is averaging 6 assists per game, but only has a total of 30 assists after having missed 3 games. So now the table is set for the 2015 playoffs, with the number 4 seed Fort Wayne taking on 5 seed Mississippi in Game 1 on Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, followed by 3 seed Memphis versus number 6 seed Middle Tennessee. On Sunday, the number 1 seed Chattanooga will play 8 seed Peoria with a 2 p.m. tip-off, followed by 2 seed Bowling Green versus number 7 seed Springfield. We hope you can make it to the McMillan Center in Fort Wayne, Indiana for the 2015 playoffs, an opportunity to see all 8 teams in the CBA play. As always, you can keep up with the playoffs on our website at playCBA.com. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get all the latest full game videos from the CBA. I'm Jeff Mahoney. Until next week, keep shooting.